At the beginning of the story, we see a little girl locked inside a room. She's infected by a creature and brutally bites a girl's neck. But how did this child get infected? Let's find out. The story then introduces Ginger and her sister Brigitte, who are traveling somewhere on horseback. After reaching a certain spot in the forest, they lose their way. Because of that, they come across a tent set up deep in the woods. When they approach it, they notice that the tent is in terrible condition and there is a lot of blood inside. Just then, an old woman appears. She gives both sisters 2 lockets and tells them to kill the boy so that one sister does not end up killing the other. Her words confuse the sisters, and they don't really understand what she means. However, the woman looks very religious and trustworthy, so they decide to listen to her and wear the lockets. As they continue on their path, they suddenly begin to hear the sounds of creatures ahead. Hearing those terrifying and horrifying noises frightens their horse, which breaks free from its ropes and starts running away. Ginger and Brigitte begin chasing after it. Suddenly, Brigitte's leg gets caught in a trap, badly injuring her. Ginger tries desperately to free her sister from the trap, but despite many attempts, she fails. So she tells Brigitte to wait there while she goes to find help. After Ginger leaves, a boy named Hunter arrives. He removes Brigitte's leg from the trap and frees her. Just then, Ginger also returns. After that, Hunter takes both sisters with him to a place that looks like a fortress. The fortress appears abandoned from the outside, and at its main gate we can see terrifying claw marks left by creatures. Anyway, Hunter leaves the sisters inside the fortress and goes away. Seeing Brigitte injured, the people inside the fortress assume that a creature must have bitten her and that she is infected. But Brigitte insists that no creature bit her. Her leg was simply caught in a trap. To confirm this, the leader of the place takes Brigitte to a doctor inside the fortress. The doctor attaches a leech to her wound to check for infection. However, the leech refuses to drink Brigitte's blood, which confirms that she is not infected. After that, a boy takes Ginger and Brigitte to a room so they can spend the night there. Later, during dinner that night, a fight breaks out between Hunter and the chief's son, but it is quickly stopped. That same night, while Ginger is sleeping, she suddenly wakes up in the middle of the night. She begins wandering around the fortress, exploring the place. While doing so, she enters a room where she sees a child crying. As Ginger goes to check on it, the child suddenly bites her viciously on the neck. This means the boy had already been infected by the creature, and now Ginger was infected too. Terrified, she runs back to her room. In her panic, she forgets to close the door of the boy's room, allowing the child to escape as well. Ginger quickly wakes up her sister, and the 2 sisters start packing their belongings so they can leave as soon as possible. But the moment they try to open the gate of the fortress, the chief's son appears in front of them. He tells them they can't just leave like that and that they're not allowed to open the gate because opening it is strictly forbidden. Soon, the chief's son starts fighting with them, believing that Ginger and Brigitte want to open the gate and let the creatures inside. He begins shouting for help, yelling for everyone to come quickly and claiming that the 2 sisters are enemies who should be locked up immediately. A man then drags them away and locks them inside a room that contains a creature. Just as the creature is about to attack them, Hunter suddenly appears and kills it, saving their lives. However, while escaping, Ginger had already opened the gate of the fortress. Because of this, many creatures managed to enter inside. The people managed to kill only 1 creature, while the rest run away once daylight arrives. Unfortunately, before fleeing, the creatures killed 23 people inside the fortress, and 1 boy is infected. Because of this, the doctor shoots the infected boy right in front of Ginger and Brigitte to stop the infection from spreading. Seeing this terrifies the sisters, especially because one of them is already infected. Out of fear, they can't even tell anyone the truth. So they quietly return to their room. Meanwhile, the others are examining the creature that attacked them during the night. It turns out that the creature used to be one of their companions who lived with them inside the fortress. But after becoming infected, he turned into a creature, forcing them to kill him. It's also revealed that the infected child who bit Ginger was actually the chief's son. The creatures had killed the chief's wife and infected his children. However, the chief had kept this secret from everyone, hiding his infected son inside a locked room. Later, when the chief goes to check on the room where his son was locked up, he discovers that the boy is no longer there. The moment he sees the empty room, he realizes that no one else could have done this. It had to be either Ginger or Bridget, because she had found Ginger's locket lying in that room. Meanwhile, in the room, Ginger starts having visions in which she sees herself with Hunter. But when she wakes up, her entire body is covered in blood, and all that blood is coming from the spot where the child had bitten her. Ginger's condition keeps getting worse very quickly. She develops a high fever. At the same time, the people in the fort are burying their companions who were killed by those creatures during the night. Anyway, when Brigitte is not in the room, the same child who bit Ginger comes to meet her. He tells Ginger that he is looking for his mother, but he can't find her anywhere. After saying this, the child leaves. Later that night, the chief confronts Brigitte. He tells her to take good care of her sister because he has now realized that Ginger is infected. Here, he also tells Brigitte the story about his wife and his son. After that, we see the child again in Ginger's room where he attacks her once more. He pulls out some of Ginger's hair and leaves. During the night, he also kills one of the men from the fort and leaves the strands of Ginger's hair near the body so that all the suspicion falls on her. When the chief's son and the others arrive there, they see the red-colored hair near the dead body and assume that Ginger is responsible, because her hair is also red. So, in the middle of the night, the people of the fort take the sleeping Ginger away. The chief's son is about to kill her, but at that moment the chief arrives. He points a gun at his own son and orders him to leave. The chief had already lost his wife, and his child was still infected, so he understood their situation. Brigitte's condition was similar since her parents were dead and her sister was infected as well. That's why the chief wanted to help them. After that, the chief goes with Brigitte to the rest of the people and even shoots the doctor there. He warns everyone not to lay a hand on either of the two sisters. Because of this, everyone agrees to the chief's order. Brigitte then takes Ginger back to the room. There, Ginger tells Brigitte, "Do you remember what the old woman said? That the infected boy must be killed so that one sister doesn't end up killing the other. Which means they will have to kill the infected boy if Ginger wants to survive." So Ginger takes a knife and goes to the boy, who, despite being infected, is sitting near his mother's grave and crying. Ginger can't bring herself to kill him. But at that moment, some of the people from the fort spot the boy and start shooting at him. On the other side, Hunter came into Bridget's room and told her to come with him, saying she wasn't safe there. But Bridget refused to leave her sister Ginger alone. Because of that, she declined Hunter's offer, and Hunter left the fort by himself. We then see the chief's infected child, whom the people of the fort had captured. They were about to kill the infected boy. But before doing that, they told the chief that the boy was no longer his son. He was now a demon, a creature. Even though the chief didn't want to, he was forced to shoot and kill his own son. However, even after the boy died, Ginger's infection still didn't go away. At this point, it seemed that the religious woman we saw at the beginning of the movie might have been trying to say something else. The chief then decided to secure the entire fort once again. Secretly, he forced Ginger and Bridget to leave the place, believing that once they were gone, his fort would finally be safe. After leaving the fort, Ginger and Bridget met a boy who started helping them search for Hunter. But soon after, heavy snow began to fall and thick fog covered everything. Ginger then started feeling extremely hungry because she hadn't eaten anything for several days. Driven by hunger, she killed the boy who had been helping them and drank his blood to satisfy her thirst. After that, the two sisters continued searching for Hunter, and by evening they reached a cave. Inside the cave, they found the same religious woman they had met at the beginning of the movie. Soon after, Hunter also arrived there. The old woman kept repeating the same thing, that they must kill the boy so that the two sisters wouldn't end up killing each other. At that moment, the woman made Bridget drink her blood, which gave her a vision. In the vision, Bridget saw that the boy the old woman was telling her to kill was actually Hunter. And if Bridget didn't kill Hunter, she would eventually be forced to kill her own sister. When Bridget came out of the vision, she saw that Ginger, driven by hunger, had already killed the old woman and had left the cave. Without saying anything to Hunter, Bridget immediately went out to search for her sister. But Hunter explains to Bridget that now they have to kill Ginger. Otherwise, she will go to the castle and kill everyone, and she is probably already headed there. So he tells Bridget to go to the castle and wait for him. As soon as Bridget starts heading toward the castle, she gets captured, because by now everyone believes that Bridget must also be infected. At the castle, a priest ties Bridget up. Until evening, they all wait for Ginger, thinking that she will definitely come there to rescue her sister Bridget. But she never shows up. So the priest is just about to burn Bridget alive, when suddenly Ginger arrives at the castle. The chief's son and the guards start attacking her, but now nothing affects her anymore. In anger, she opens all the gates of the castle. Because of this, many creatures enter the castle with her, and one by one they start hunting everyone inside. However, the priest is still trying to burn Bridget. But at that moment, the chief arrives and shoots the priest, stopping him, and later burns his body as well. By now, almost everyone in the castle has been killed except Chief, Hunter, Ginger, and Bridget. Ginger was already about to turn into a creature, but Hunter had been killing creatures continuously, so he also became infected. Soon, the chief becomes infected as well. Because of this, he pours fuel all over the castle and sets the entire place on fire. After that, he shoots himself and dies. Now only 3 people remain: Ginger, Bridget, and Hunter. Hunter tells Bridget to kill her sister Ginger. But at that moment, Bridget remembers the words of the religious woman and the vision she had, that Hunter must be killed. So Bridget kills Hunter instead. After that, the 2 sisters safely escape from the castle. Soon, the entire castle burns down. However, Ginger is still infected, meaning the infection hasn't left her yet. But she promises her sister Bridget that no matter what happens, she will never harm her. After that, the 2 sisters hug each other, and the movie ends there. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Also subscribe to this channel for more stories like this.